to my topic, children and women being kidnapped and sex trafficking. It's a huge problem in this country and also around the world. Hello everybody, I'm JR. Today is Friday, July 16th. We're pretty much halfway through the year, and what a year it's been. I know the last time I talked about crime and stuff like that. Recently there was a situation where the girl was snatched, and within an hour or less they were able to rescue her and safely return her thanks to the quick response of either witnesses or cops. I had to look at the story. I'll have my wife embed that story in here because I just thought about it. So that brings me to my topic, children and women being kidnapped and sex trafficking. It's a huge problem in this country and also around the world. And probably they got men that are being held and used as, not as much as women, but men are victims too. I don't ever want to doubt that, boys and men. But it's a big problem that doesn't get addressed much. People get kidnapped and vulnerable situations. It's horrible, and like I said, not just in the United States, all over the world. Nobody deserves to go through that. Nobody deserves to have that happen to them. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. You don't deserve horrible things like that, because you wouldn't want that done to you. You wouldn't, no matter how nice of a person you are or how bad of a person you are. It's just horrible. It's going on for a long time. I have never personally known anybody that's been kidnapped and sold into sex slaves or used for sex trafficking, or just kidnapped at all and being held hostage. I mean, there have been instances where people have been found 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, some never been found. To me, it's heartbreaking, and it's something that I wouldn't want to go through. You know, somebody I love or a friend of mine gets kidnapped, and either they get killed or hurt or just held hostage, and then, you know, years and years later, they find out that the person that they're with is just somebody that kidnapped. There is things that can be done. I mean, yeah, they're not going to be 100% effective, but, you know, you can just pay attention to your environment. You know, if you feel uneasy about going to a place, try to take steps to make sure you're safe, because you could be a victim just as easily as anybody else. I can be a victim. I don't know why anybody want to kidnap me. I mean, but it's just a big problem that doesn't get addressed much. And, you know, I've said this before, victims can be men, women, children, male, female, gay, straight, whatever. You know, if you're a victim. Criminal justice is a big thing of mine. I really enjoy looking into stuff like that. It's a fascination of mine, criminal justice. Before I became disabled, I wanted to be a criminal profiler. Now, I'm no expert, but I do pay attention to body language and when the way people are acting when I'm in their presence. So just recently, a friend of mine went missing and they found her. I'm not going to go into a story because I don't know much about it, but, you know, somebody I knew for a long time. But she's safe. I don't know the whole circumstances. Eventually, maybe I will know. But crime in general becoming more and more prevalent. I described it years ago as a small circle, and it just gets bigger. And the bigger the circle it gets, I don't think we'll ever be 100% crime-free in this world, ever, because there's always somebody out there with some kind of deceit in their mind, some kind of horrible thing in their mind. I have been told I'm a horrible person sometimes, but that was years ago, just because I don't have remorse for people that put themselves in a situation that gets themselves hurt unless they have no choice. You know, I don't. So the people getting kidnapped, you know, other parts of the world, it's usually done for money. Over here, it's probably mainly just either for sex trafficking or, you know, things like that. It's just horrible to me that somebody can do that. Who knows what their reasons are? Money, motive. You can never be. I mean, every case is different. There's a lot of crime that goes on that I like to talk about. I'm gonna try to look up different cases that I want to talk about to bring to light that nobody really talks about. Crime and kidnapping, for whatever reason, is just horrible. I would not want to be in a situation where a loved one of mine was kidnapped. It would horribly drive me nuts, especially me having control issues, because I'd want to go out and try to find them. It really sucks to have that happen. It's a big problem. It doesn't get discussed much. There's a lot of things that have been put on the back burner because of the pandemic. There's a lot of things that don't get talked about. And that's one of my focuses that I want to do, whether it's crime, whether it's things that happen in life, is talk about things that get buried, that people either are afraid to talk about or don't want to talk about. It's just, it has to be discussed. If you want to learn from it, no matter how it makes you feel, it should be talked about. That brings me to one other thing that's been going on, is this whole thing about learning history. Again, it needs to be talked about, and that's what I want to do. Talk about things that people don't want to talk about, or afraid to talk about, or too scared to talk about. I know I'm going to get some backlash down the road eventually, because I'm a conspiracy theorist and some things people don't agree with, but I'm fine with that. Overall, today, it's just my opinion and my thoughts about kidnapping. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of hand, and a lot of people don't really know about what's going on, and a lot of people don't care what's going on around the world. They only care about what's going on in their states or their country. But kidnapping women and men and children for either money, sex trafficking, it's a big problem all over the world. And we may not be able to help what goes on the other side of the world, but maybe reaching out with tips on try to let people be more aware of their surroundings, things like that. Aware of if they feel uneasy going to a certain place, just giving them tips like that may help them better. We can't police everything in the world, because everybody's got their country's got their own laws and all that. But reaching other people around the world and give them tips, just advice, if you feel uneasy, things like that could help a lot. A little goes a long way. So advice, tips, things like that can go a long way in helping somebody. So again, kidnapping is a big problem. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in law enforcement. I don't know about things like that, but I do know it's preventable as much as possible. There's steps you can take. If you feel uneasy, you can always make sure you leave the place with a partner. And like I said, that's not always a guarantee, because if somebody wants you bad enough, they're going to do whatever they can. It doesn't matter if you have 2 people or 5 people with you. If they want to do something, they're going to find a way to do it. But to make yourself feel better, there's steps you can take if you feel uneasy about a situation. And it's not just kidnapping, it's just anything. When you feel uneasy, there's steps you can take. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm going to try to find something, some kind of case that I want to bring up. If there's anything that you want me to talk about, let me know. Give me some questions. Give me something. I can't rack my brain all the time because I get lost and I always go off topic. So if I can find something specific to look up or focus on, which I'm going to try to do just today and tomorrow, so I can have something for my next video. So again, I'm going to have my wife embed that article about the recent kid that was saved within an hour, I think, of being snatched up, and they caught the suspect. I don't know which state it's in, but I will have her put the article up. Again, also a merchandise store. There's a link in here. I don't know where all of that's at. My wife talks about it. She'll put the link in. We're gonna have new merchandise launching on August 1st, and hopefully every month we'll have 1 or 2 new items, like the first of every month. Try to expand our store. Again, like, subscribe, share, reach out to us, talk to us, questions, comments. Even if you have something bad to say it nicely, speak your mind, speak your piece. Don't get out of hand, because we won't argue back with you. We will just block you and forget about you ever existed. So again, thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a nice day.